My Life, My Story, a storytelling workshop series for people with developmental disabilities.
So I talk to you. I say, guys. I talked to my cousin. Is that a story?
No, I would say, who the heck are you? I don't know.
Okay, so ready. Breathe in and push your stomach out. Now, ah! Keep pushing on your stomach as you breathe out. Let's try that one more time. I didn't have to get it. We are just going to pass it over to our storytellers who are going to share their lives with you. So our first storyteller up is Simon.
Hello.
Alrighty. Nothing like props. My name is Simon Dunkel. I wanted to talk to you about the medical marijuana fraud in Ohio. Back in May of 2000, I was moving a 45-pound digital audio tape player from a radio station to a concert and stepped onto a grassy knoll and stuffed my coccyx into my lumbar. That's put me where I am now. Flash forward to 2009, 9 years into being on workers' compensation. I was on morphine, Vicodin, Soma, Seroquel, and fentanyl every day, raising two sons by myself, courtesy of workers' comp. I met with Dr. Ross from Grant Hospital, who explained I'd be dead in 2 years for my use of these medications on such a massive basis. He suggested I go to Michigan and use medicinal use marijuana from Michigan because they had just started in 2009. It was a violation of state and federal law. I knew that. He knew that. But the question was, do I want to stay alive for 2 years as a legal resident and legal person and die in 2 years with my kids, or risk everything and stay alive? So I went with risk everything and stay alive. When I started using the medicinal use from Michigan, domestic relations court called me in, took a lock of my hair, declared me a drug addict for smoking marijuana after being on all those medications for all those years. They took the kids, and then I proceeded to get copies of the state and federal constitutions and go to the superintendent of schools, teachers, and principals and show them how I was allowed to see my kids under regular law and as a disabled person. And basically declared that if they wanted to challenge me, they'd have to do it in federal court because I didn't recognize the county court decision. And that immediately would have cost them $10,000, which money always speaks in those situations. And so the big thing is that Ohio has made medicinal use marijuana legal for purchase but not use. There's no criminal justice reform. There's no anti-discrimination law. I've lost housing, medical care, and been blackballed by many hospitals, 6 hospitals in 3 cities, because I'm an advocate for medical marijuana use. I went from 38 medications to 8 when I started using it. Been using it for 15 years. I'm on 400 to 600 milligrams a day, which is an incredibly high dose. And I can tell you from my own personal situation and talking to you today that that's what I'm on today. So you can look at me and shake your head and say, he's really high, or wait, it works for him. So do what you want, but know that Ohio has created a massive fraud at your expense.
All right. Our next storyteller up is Matt.
This is about the 10th time I've done this today. Don't like it. My name is Matt, and this is my story. And if you don't like it, that's okay. 5 years ago, you wouldn't want to have known me. I was, or met me because I was a total asshole. I mean, like, I didn't want to hear nobody. I didn't want to have no friends. I didn't want. You're lucky for you got me out of bed, like, in a good mood. That is, because that's just the way I like to do it. But now, I am a member of advocate for my company, the provider that provides me service. They give me opportunities to do things no other company has given me. What are they nuts? Anyway, has given me. Has done that. We have an advocacy committee that looks over policies and changes staff. They individuals use and we have strategic planning because we have strategic. I can't even remember what I have. Terrible. Strategic planning because. Okay.
If it's easier to not read it, you can
Okay.
do that, Matt. You can just tell it
I
off the top
can't
of
read
your
this
head.
and I.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Feel
We-
free to
we
start
have,
why don't you start from the
A
beginning?
company-wide program where the individuals are providing services, and we get to sit over that and do and say what we want and what we want to have. Like we have virtual groups, which I help out with. We have wellness group. We also have trivia on Mondays. Tuesdays is music. Wednesdays is actually OSDA, and we also have see what you made me do. Advocacy group Wednesdays for us. Thursdays we have exercise, and Fridays we don't normally do stuff, but if we do, we can do it on Fridays. We have one Saturday a month outing each month. We have, and anybody can join our groups through Jessica or Gretchen. Now, my company also has what they call preferred staffing. That's just the where you lessen the amount of staff that you have in the home, but it's based on the individual and whom they like in their home. Luckily for me, I have a guardian, so she can help too. I just can't communicate well with my guardian, so we don't have pleasant conversations. Not that I don't want to have pleasant conversations with her, I just can't do pleasant very well with her because of me. It's not because of her. I deal with a lot. Manny is like my father because I don't have a father. He passed away. My father wasn't a very nice man at all. Suffice it to say, I wish I could tell him that I love him, but you don't. I do tell him sometimes, but not all the time. Who goes around telling him, man, that you don't even know? Or people think that I don't know, that I love him all the time. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you, but I do it. I don't care. Honestly, I don't know where I'd be without Manny, my mom, Jessica, my grandma, or Gretchen. And that's a pretty scary thought to me because I only consider those people to be my friends, and a few friends in advocacy group that I have. I don't have very many friends because I can't handle very many people knowing my story because I don't like to repeat it. I'll do it, but I don't like it. It brings out the shortcomings in me, and I don't like people knowing that. There's been a long time where I haven't told my mom the truth, and really only Jessica knows about that. She's the only one I would trust to tell my entire life story to, if I had to tell someone my entire life story. And you only get that when you trust somebody. I don't really trust people like that a lot. Because when I tell people things, or when I was an individual with other companies and I tell people things, they would just get tired of hearing it or say, oh, I'm gonna go somewhere, I got another job, I got better things to do, I don't want to hear your bullshit anymore, I got a better job in Florida, I don't need to be around. Okay, so I don't develop friends. I didn't at that time. So the friends that I have are very important to me. And suffice it to say, my mom is very important to me, but I can't communicate properly with her. And that's my fault. I guess I don't know, but for the sake of this story, I'll take the blame for it. And that's one big, honestly, regret that I have. And the other thing is, I don't know if I can ever talk to my mom. Well, like an average person talks to their mom. But once again, it's not her fault, it's mine. And that's about all I would like to share.
Okay, I'm gonna do this one here.
Hello, my name is Katie.
What? Oh yeah.
I met my friend Nina at the Westerville Special Olympics. Nina was my awesome friend. She inspired me to learn sign language. I did not know about sign language before I started taking sign language classes. They have been getting pretty well. I have an app on my cell phone that has lots of different signs. I learned how to sign all different signs like thank you and can I help you? I am building up my muscles in my hands to do sign language. The most important goal to help deaf people communicate with their hands. I felt so happy and so empowered. I'm doing very well at it. It feels so good to do something that I'm good at. People who are deaf deserve to have a voice. I would like to be a voice for deaf people that with communication difficulties. I'd like to use sign language to help deaf people to be listened to. I love sign language. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Suzanne, and my story is I am a professional artist. I do mainly acrylics on canvas and a little of watercolor. I want people to know that doing a good piece of artwork to sell is hard because people automatically assume people with disabilities do artwork because it is all that we can do. I had an art instructor who challenged me to do more difficult pieces just to prove them wrong. My dad said artwork doesn't sell. That's why they have starving artists. Most of people's artwork doesn't sell until they die. I thought to myself, thanks for the vote of confidence. Right. I've been a professional artist since 2000. I picked up art at a day program and I liked it. I remember the first piece of artwork I ever sold. It was a tree in the background and a girl on a bike in the middle ground and flowers in the foreground. I had learned a lot of skills and how to tell a story through art. That piece is about how you can feel free when riding bikes. I was really happy when that piece sold. I would tell young people, young artists, to try to get with a professional artist and take some classes. And there are a lot of resources online. I want to tell others that we don't just do artwork because it's all we can do. We do it because we like to do it and we are talented. Thank you.
So without further ado, we are going to get started. Chad has agreed to introduce folks today for us, and we get started. Thanks.
First up is Harold Swayze.
Come on to the note. Harold is going to do his storytelling through pictures, and I'm going to ask him some questions. Harold, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Harold. That's my name. Glad to do this.
Okay, great. Can you tell me about your life?
I was in Oregon a long time ago, but all my life, and I just got out. So I've been in Mount Gay, in Columbus, and then I moved to Mount Gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you lived in Columbus before you moved to Mount Gay.
Right.
What was it like?
Doing good.
Good. Can you tell me about your family?
My mom and dad is gone.
All right.
I got nieces. I got 3 nieces. And an aunt that I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
So I got one more.
All right. And can you tell me about finding your mom's grave?
It was hard to do. It's on the paper where it's at.
Yeah. So can you want me to take a picture of it?
Yeah, you from the bottom.
On the bottom?
Okay. and he's very good. Okay.
This is where this is.
It's up north, south. Up south. What's the name of the town? It's Athens, Ohio.
Bridges.
Yep.
Did you go looking for the
Yeah.
grave?
Yep.
How did you find the information out about the
One of the ladies helped me find it on the internet.
grave? Okay. All right.
That's how we found it.
Okay. What do you like about living in Morrow County?
It's pretty nice town.
What's nice about it?
It's got parks and everything to go to.
Okay.
And this is my mom.
All right. This is a picture of his mom.
Yep.
So I want to go back to somebody that you talked about before.
That's me when I was small.
Oh, this is a picture of Harold when he was small.
And that's what my good friend and me.
Okay.
That's when he was good. She could do it.
Can you tell me about Joyce?
She was diabetic. And she died. She's been gone a long time.
Okay. How did you and Joyce meet?
We met up in Nigeria on the store.
Okay. What were you guys doing when you met?
Sitting on walking and talking.
Okay. Tell me about Joyce's personality.
She has one of them personalities. You get her upset, she tell you as it is.
That's it. Okay. She ever tell you as is sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of things did you guys like to do together?
Me and her used to go to McDonald's all the time
Okay.
and hang out and have coffee and chicken and nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Okay. All right. And you guys live together?
Yep.
Okay. How long did you guys live together?
Been a long time.
It was a long time. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to share?
You look at the baby big boy in the body. I think I know it all.
Yeah, you did get about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And anything else you want to tell folks here?
I like my life the way it is. I'm happy.
That's good. That's good. Why do you want to tell your story, folks?
So people will know. I don't even know how I grew up.
Okay.
Yeah. I did a good job.
You, yes, you did.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Next up is Kayla.
Growing up, I had a mom who was a recovering addict and a stepdad who, well, he was just a cold, manipulative, controlling person, and that's just putting it nicely. And my biological dad was a recovering addict, so he wasn't in my life. It wasn't a very good family structure. My grandma, my grandpa, my aunts, my uncles, and my cousins, they didn't know anything about what was happening. It's almost like that saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, what happened in my house stayed in my house. But the silver lining were these two people named Dave and Judy Rummel. They lived in the house in front of me. Our backyards connected our homes. And they saw me grow up. It's funny, they actually knew my grandma too. It was like a full circle moment, and Judy had worked with my grandma at the phone company. And so when my grandma picked me up, that's how they found out who I was. And they had a lot of good times, like drinking wine and all of that. But I would also go to church. I would also go to church with them on Wednesdays, and they were always there for me. Judy is very calm and understanding, and she's a good teacher. I've learned a lot from her. And Dave is the calmest person I've ever met in my life. They are both good listeners, so if you have any issues, go to them. Because I didn't have a good home life and because my family didn't know about it, I turned to them as someone to look up to. I just think it was family from the start. When I was with them or at their house, I felt safe, which isn't something I normally felt. I wasn't scared and I didn't feel alone. It was nice to know that I wasn't alone, but it was also nice to know that someone was always there. I also saw a good example of what a good, healthy marriage was, because I didn't have a good example of that. I learned that you don't have to yell to be heard, because in my house, we either yelled or we didn't talk at all. I hope one day when I get married, I hope that I have a healthy marriage, and I hope that I can do what they did for me, which is be family for someone. There are different types of families. We have this idea that family is a certain thing, and that's not always true. Just because you're not related by blood doesn't mean you're not family.
Next up, Jen.
I'm telling my story about my dad. My dad was an awesome guy. He was always with me, and I was always with him. Every sport I played, he was there. When we played Pokemon Go together, we would drive around town to spot where the Pokemon balls were at. The furthest we went was to West Virginia. I lived with him my whole life until 5 years ago. He had 3 strokes. One day after he got sick, I was giving a speech in Columbus, and I thought he's at the doctor's appointment. He texted me and said he'd be surprised in a few minutes. Then a few minutes later, I saw him with wheelchair and inspect himself at my speech. I was emotional. He couldn't walk. In 2019, he passed away. When he got sick, we lost the house because of medical bills. I was wondering where I was going to live. I didn't have a plan, but my brother and his wife let me move in with them. It's wonderful. I have a dog I play with every day. I volunteer at the food pantry and help families in need and get food. You can't take your parents granted. Family is all you have. Thank you.
A lot of hard work to stand up here and tell your story. Thank you.
Is that better? Come on.
You need some support?
Right?
That's good, yeah.
There you go. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Floss it.
That's good, yeah. That's great. And we can all say, hi, Olivia, back.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.